Hey everyone, welcome to this weekend Sidereal Astrology Forecast. This is for April 26th to the 28th of 2019. All right, so this weekend we have essentially the moon in Capricorn. So the theme will be around maybe taking care of responsibilities, maybe just feeling a little bit reserved or detached, which does make it really good for these responsibilities or maybe discipline, maybe some productivity, things like this. Really good to channel that energy into. So with this, only one major aspect this weekend, but it is very important. Mars is going to be squaring up to Neptune. So with this, there could be maybe just collectively a bit of lower energy or malaise or apathy, maybe discouragement or uncertainty. This kind of like nebulous, overly receptive energy. So the best way of working with this, as all squares are about, is to be conscious of that, but to also take that action, right? And so in this case, how can we take this action and assertiveness and put it into things like our ideals or our dreams or in receptive ways or doing things with compassion and understanding that is, again, for something greater than ourselves, right? So this kind of sort of approach makes it very, very constructive and very powerful for these kinds of spiritual and receptive things. All right, so other than this, we are in the third quarter phase, so just a good weekend to challenge ourselves in general. So let's go ahead and take a look at all of this here in more detail when we return. All right, so here's the sky for this weekend. We're going to look at this for Friday with the moon entering Capricorn, Saturday with the moon well set in Capricorn, and then Sunday finishing the constellation going into Aquarius. Now again, we are using the actual size of the constellation, so if you are new to the channel, definitely check out the link down below. And again, as a reminder, this is the last weekend to get the online video course for 50% off. All right, so if we're interested in that, do check that out. It's the last weekend for this. It's basically an 8-session video course, self-paced, giving you everything you need to learn astrology in the fullest sense. It's about birth chart analysis, and it even gets into the full spectrum of predictive work. So do check that out. If you are interested, there'll be a link down in the comment section. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look here for this weekend. First, starting with Friday. The moon shifting into more of some earthy energy. Capricorn is that side of ourself that does want to approach things with a bit of reserve, with a bit of healthy detachment, and responsibility. Any type of responsibility we may have, anything that requires discipline, patience, really good to incorporate that into whatever the matter might be. Now, this is in the context of the fact that we are in the third quarter phase of the lunar cycle, which means last weekend we had the full moon. And usually during full moon energy, that's when things kind of become aware. We become aware of things and we have some insights. And so if there has been anything that you have become aware of or have had some insights about this previous week since last weekend, it makes it a really good weekend now to implement some of these things and maybe challenge ourselves to put energy or action towards some of those matters. So all in all, just a really good weekend to challenge ourselves. And this is also in the context of the fact that the sun now is in fiery Aries. So a great way of also working with the weekend is how can we focus on expressing our needs, asserting ourselves, and taking again that action and initiative, which really is that vital life force and energy at this time, even though we still do have some watery energy with Mercury and Venus. So that leads us to this kind of combination, right? Fire and water, which is what this aspect over the weekend is all about. Mars squaring up to Neptune. So Mars is the side of ourself that has our needs, wants to assert ourselves, take action. Neptune is that Piscean type of energy, receptivity, listening to our intuition, surrendering, non-action. So it's a very interesting combination. And again, the general collective sentiment might be a bit of the lower energy, apathy, discouragement, maybe illusions, vagueness, things happening behind the scenes, things on this level. So that's just the default, but the constructive way of working with it is to incorporate both. How can we, yes, take action, be direct, be realistic in such a way that is also being receptive, right? Taking action in receptive ways. Taking action maybe towards our dreams or ideals or things that are greater than ourselves. Neptune is all about that selflessness. Mars is the self, Neptune is selflessness. How can we align ourself and our desires towards things that are greater than ourselves, right? This can also be obviously things that are giving in nature, compassionate, and maybe spiritual activities, maybe creative things that are again more meaningful on a soul level, right? This kind of stuff, whether it's in your personal life, whether it's interpersonally, whatever it's about, really good to channel the energy in those ways. And like I was saying in the last video of yesterday's video, I like to think of this as like a spiritual warrior. It's like, how can we take action with Mars? Certainly, like I said, great weekend for this, but in such a way that we're present, we're accepting, and we're really listening to where that current of life and where that flow of life is taking us and putting action into those streams of flow. So great weekend for this stuff. And again, setting this intention makes it very, very constructive. Neptune is helping us essentially develop more of this spiritual approach to our desires and needs in life and when taking action. All right, so that's definitely the most important thing this weekend. Again, the moon will still be in Capricorn on Saturday when that aspect is the strongest. And then on Sunday, finishing up the constellation. So as we get into the later part of Sunday, just a good time for maybe focusing on future things. It could be about progressive matters, future ideals, maybe connecting with our friends or community or online, and really just being our unique, progressive, true self. Just really good to mix things up, listen to our excitement a bit, and progress things a bit going into Monday. All right, everyone, so that's the weekend in a nutshell. Most important thing is mostly this Capricorn energy. Good weekend for things that require discipline or responsibility or patience. Again, good weekend to challenge ourselves to take action towards any insights that we've had from over the past week. And Mars square Neptune. How can we align that assertive, direct side of ourself, active side of ourself with the spiritual, receptive side of ourself? Put energy into these more etheric, more soul-satisfying things and things that are greater than ourselves. All right, so everyone have a fantastic weekend. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to check out that link down below for the course, and I'll see you all next time for the next daily video. Take care.